Oh, it was bad news, boo. Guess what? We're in Mexico. And guess what else? We're back. Yeah, I decided to kind of get back into the YouTube grind here a little bit. Figure what the hell. I've been hiding over on Twitch for the last, month or so here, messing around, so I decided I was gonna now have a new thing I can kind of mess around with, blast some ideas on it, and maybe make some cool videos out of it. So obviously here we are. This is Forza Horizon 5. And what I've been kind of playing around with it since Friday, but I haven't gotten super far. Like got like $2 million, but that's from wheel spins because we are very very generous is the best way. Very generous. Like, I just got the Forza Edition Sesto Lamento, and I already grabbed a couple other Forza Editions I'm blowing around here. So, on top of that, there is a few other cars. Like, I have obviously the premium and stuff like that, so I have, like, all the welcome pack cars and stuff. But I'm just, like, blown away right now with this thing. This game is off the hook. It is in a total about face from what 4 was. In total honesty. Total honesty. So we're going to just fast travel back to the main thing here. Our move today, which I just moved the map, so you're not going to be able to see it. I'll pull it back up on the map before going. Is, if you couldn't tell by the car that we're using, we're gonna do a little bit of a Touge challenge. Touge, Doge, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I call it Touge, so whatever. So there is this race, okay, and it blasts you up probably the best parts of it. Gets you to like about here. Yeah, this section kind of rocks, but this already takes you about 2.5 minutes. So, I guess they just said, we're not going to make you do all that, which is fine. But I made an event on there. That means that there's no drivatars. It's a set time, set day, like set part of year or whatever. So, it's very dialed in. It's very dialed in. That's going to be good for us because I have a challenge for today. Let's hop in here. Our challenge is going to be basically going full send up that mountain with 4 different cars. Ooh, we got a barn find. Let's check this out. No, the Jimmy is not one of them. I just want to see this thing. Oh, look at it. It's beautiful. Just take a look at this. This is one of your barn finds, by the way. Sorry for spoiler alert there, but this thing's going to get posted around a lot. I see the value on these going through the roof. Oh, is it freaking... Tell me this thing's manual. Let me get in this passenger side here so I can see your pedals. Oh, disappointing. It's only 4-wheel. It's a 4-wheel drive. Whatever. Whatever, man. It still looks cool. So, let's show you what we got here. I'm getting still used to the menus yet. So, this is going to be car number 1. Because, you know, I had to. The DC2 Integra Type R. You had to. Have to. You cannot do a Touge video with outstanding handling cars and not include the Integra. I don't care who you are. Why? Because the Integra is the essential front-wheel drive car. Now, the way I have this thing set up, and it doesn't, I guess, let you do any of the exploding stuff on this thing, whatever. It is still naturally aspirated, top of A class. As you can see, brakes are beefed up, front aero on it. It's still a B18C, though it might be bored over. Yeah, it might have the displacement up a little bit. I don't recall offhand. Let's just take a look. Let's take a gander at it, because we got some time to kill. So, all four of these cars are set to as close to 800 PI as I can get them dialed in. The reason being for that is I feel, since it's an uphill, I feel like B class is going to be, I don't want to say too slow, but just not enough to make it exciting. A class kind of gets you more into that, oh man, if I overshoot the turn, this is going to get ugly kind of situation. So, like I said, it's still a B18C. Okay, it still is the 1.8. 1.8 making about 300 horsepower NA. So we have intake obviously done, intake manifold done, stock fuel, stock injection. Wow, that's surprising. Full exhaust. They sound so good on this game. It should be illegal. It sounds that good. Cams, obviously. Mild head work to go along with the cams. Stock displacement. Stock pit. Wow, this pulled a lot of power NA. Oil and cooling. If I really wanted to, I could do that. That's not worth it though. Flywheel, race flywheel. And I believe everything else here. Now, there's one exception I did make to this. So, this has best brakes. These are all mostly, for the most part, all these cars are kind of set up the same. As far as, like, mods go. Like, they're all race brakes, race suspension, you know, roll bars. Some have a cage, I think some don't. Depending on how it worked out. Usually, max weight reduction. One caveat to that is under drivetrain. I think on all of them, I only put in a sport clutch. And for whatever reason, that was the hill I died on when I said, you know, this keeps it realistic. Which, I mean, I guess to an degree, you wouldn't be using a triple disc clutch or multi-disc clutch probably in general for like a backroads blaster car, kind of car. So, I mean, that's whatever. Alright. So, for the most part, they're all set up the same. You know, as far as I can push them in A class. So let's do this. We have the Integra, which I have amassed quite a cool selection of cars already. The S2000, again, naturally aspirated. These are all in their factory aspiration, by the way. We'll take a quick gander at that. This car, oh my god, this is what I used to test the actual thing on the event, and it flies, dude. It flies up that hill. It grabs so well. It is stupid good. And the next one is going to be our Evo 6. This one I am not... I picked out the Evo 6 because of the era that I was aiming for. And this thing does really good, but I haven't driven it up the Touge yet. I've driven the Integra around enough to appreciate how it goes up and down the hill. Well, like, you know, to get an idea, because I've driven it everywhere else around on the map. This car is kind of, I haven't really gotten super comfortable with it. I drove it a couple times, and I've noticed that like about 150 miles an hour, the ass end starts getting squirrely, and that's a little weird to me. You know, like, the physics engine in the physics are tweaked a lot on 5 compared to when they were in 4. So you're kind of I don't want to say you're working against the grain, but there's some things you got to take into account that you didn't have to take into account, and there's more things to take into account, or there's less things that affect you as much. So, for instance, now our next one here is the MR2 SC. This is going to be our 4th car, which I don't know why this is the only one that got the cool livery. I think it's just because it's just a cool livery. I don't know why it's not showing the livery. Oh, there it goes. So, you can truly feel in this game, now compared to 4, I've driven this car a lot in 4. You can truly feel the rotational mass. Well, I shouldn't say rotational mass, because rotational mass is a thing besides what I'm referring to here. The kinetic energy of the back end of the car, where obviously the engine is sitting, you can feel it want to rotate around on you. You can feel it want to spin around. And that's cool because it's kind of realistic, it's kind of exaggerated, but I really quickly got kind of set in that I could predict it enough to really make it handle well. You know, so I could really send it up the mountain really quick. That's why I was kind of testing and tuning it a little bit here before we got going with the video. But that's gonna be our 4. And let me tell you, most of these cars here are cars that I won. So for instance, well, obviously these 2 came with the game. So did the Taycan S, and then I got the other Taycan S. But like 911 GT2, Carrera S, 911 GT3. This I just got in a barn find, you know, when I got on today. Wheel spin. Got it. Wheel spin. Wheel spin. Wheel spin. Wheel spin. Like, these 2 are wheel spins. This is one of the best cars right now in the game. One of the best handling cars in the game. And I got it in a wheel spin. I'm level 20. You know. These 2 here came from the affinity kind of thing from playing the older games. And, like, these are, like, most of these cars, except for, obviously, the Formula D cars, these are all wheel spins. Like, this car, I just got this the other day on 4. And it was, like, impossible to get it on 4 for less than, like, you know, a few $1,000,000. Wheel spin. Okay, cool. Enzo Ferrari. You know, Camaro Super Sport. This thing is insanity. You know, that came with it's like, wow. They really set you up right out the gate, you know, to have a lot of fun, to pick up where you left off. So let's take the tag over. We'll use that as a okay, well that's our favorites too. It's definitely a favorite. We'll drive it on over there, and we'll get rolling with it. We'll see what kind of we'll see how well these do. I'm really curious to see what kind of times these put down. Woo! All right. Let me set up on here because I'm still not 100% yet with where everything is on the map.
In 100 yards, turn left.
So all these cars are set up with the Horizon semi-slicks. I was gonna do full slicks, but I was kind of this got an absolutely nasty hanger for a right hook as soon as you come off the line, and I'm like, I know how I am. It's bored. That's gonna mess me up. So we didn't do that. Yeah, we're gonna try and you know, feel it out here. See how this YouTube thing goes again. This will probably get uploaded right on up to it. And
In 400 yards, turn left.
see how it does. I mean, currently right now I'm streaming this through Twitch. I'm gonna yank it from Twitch then after I'm done tonight, and then I'll edit it down and end up on YouTube. But you know,
In 400
make sure
yards,
like
turn right.
I'm gonna be doing all kinds of neat challenges like this with all sorts of cars on here, since I can apparently get whatever I want pretty damn quick. So, you know, definitely follow the YouTube. Definitely follow me on Twitch. I got an Instagram now, so we definitely can do. Definitely keep up with the stuff. But yeah, this is gonna be. It's been a hot minute since I did the whole SnowRunner things. I mean, SnowRunner is gonna kind of make a comeback. I'm gonna approach it in a different way, and mostly because
In 400 yards,
the game is so unbalanced since they included mods into it, and then they tried to one-up the mods.
turn
So
right.
I haven't really played on most of the maps, and I think I'm just gonna do kind of like mod expos on that, or like mod map expos.
You have arrived at your destination.
All right, so this is where we're gonna be. So like I said, we're gonna be blasting up that hill right there. So I love this. Like first and second gear are just absolutely useless in this car. But once you hit third, it just hooks up and it just boom. Like a bat out of hell. So yeah, if you want to do it, this one's called Touge Smash. Let me go back to that real quick. If you want to go ahead, anybody that sees it wants to go on and just blast on it, see what kind of times you can put down. There's the shared code there. I'll blow it up on the screen when I go to edit it, so that way you can see it. 800. No drive avatars. It's basically like a Rivals, but it's point-to-point Rivals, and I've never set up a, like, I don't know how to do that with Rivals, because I know Rivals is like lap times. So this is my way of kind of seeing how you put down times. All right. And I figure with Class 800, you get a lot of cool, neat cars with it, like your M3s fall in it. You know, your I think even a Viper falls in Class A, and some of the vets do. So it's like you can get. I'm really hoping I can look at like a leaderboard on this thing later on, and see just like how much you guys have like been like chipping away at it. I think that'd be really cool. So real quick, we'll run through the numbers here. The tag is 319 horsepower. Just shy of 200 foot-pounds of torque, 2,200 pounds, and it's still the B18C. What is it doing? The S2000, 315 horse. Is that the same? 319. Okay. So 315 horsepower, 207 foot-pounds of torque, so a little more torque, a little bit heavier at 300 or 238. 23,860, and it has been kind of bored out a little bit up to a 2.16. Also naturally aspirated, absolutely rips. The Evo, 336 horsepower, so more horsepower, more torque at 360 foot-pounds, 2,400 pounds, which is not much more than the S2000. Still 4G, still stock bore 4G63. I believe it's stock turbo yet too. I forget offhand. I believe it's stock turbo. All these tunes I'll put them up So if you want them, you can use them. The MR2, it's supercharged with the 1.6. I forget what engine is that. I know I'm gonna get corrected. Is it a 4AG? I think so. I'm sure I'll get corrected here from Twitch chat real quick. But 290 horsepower. So the least amount of horsepower of any of the cars. 244 foot-pounds of torque, 2,200 pounds, and like I said, a 1.6. So it's got the smallest engine. It is just about the lightest. It's about neck and neck with the Integra. A little bit less horsepower, a little bit less foot-pounds of torque, but look at that balance. It's a lot closer. It's a lot closer to almost being perfectly balanced. I don't think any other one comes close. It's just a 46, so it's within 4 of 50-50. 5 of 50-50. Oh no, okay, so the S2000 is 50-50. And that's the farthest out one, that's 6. So, in case you're new, where it says front 55 or 56%, that shows you the weight distribution. That means the front end weight is 56% of the weight of the car is on the front end. What you ideally want is you want a 50-50 split, where if that reads 50%, your car is weighed perfectly front to rear. So, kind of something to note there. So I think the Touge actually does come in by about 3 pounds lighter, but the Touge has less torque than 5 pounds lighter. So the Touge has about 50 less foot-pounds of torque though than the MR2. So we'll see how it goes. Before we, for guys on YouTube, place your bets now. Everybody on Twitch, place your bets now. What's gonna be the fastest car? If I screw up royally, I will rewind just because I kind of suck sometimes. That's the bad news part of the bad news boob thing. The sustenance of this evening is Pipeline Punch by Monster. God, I love this shit. Alright. Let's rev it up here. Let it heat up them puppies real quick right off the line. First note, the Touge is aggressive. It is aggressive. But for front wheel drive, it drives excellent. Like, very little torque steer, very little understeer out of this thing. It absolutely hooks. I mean, obviously, I pound it in third, it's gonna do it. But once I get up to like 4th gear, it's like it's on rails, dude. Absolutely on rails. Ah! Little ugly. Little ugly. It's still ugly. Alright, let's bring that back a little further here. And stop. Okay. The S2000 is very strangely geared for this thing, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it was between me using this or using Prelude SI, and I ended up going with this thing. I think this thing probably put down a better time than the Prelude SI would for A-Class. I could be wrong. Prelude does have the advantage, though, of, you know, almost a half a liter on this thing, so you might get a little bit more torque out of it. But the tag is so manageable coming up this. Like, it's that kind of front-wheel drive, like, the tires are, you can feel them, like sawing across them. Like, they are fighting 3 ounce coming up this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, could I do this time faster? Absolutely. Also, all day long, I'd probably put down a faster lap time, or not lap time, but sprint time here. This is kind of a fun, just for fun thing. So, this is no means saying, oh, which one of these 4 are the best. No, this is me. I picked out 4 cool cars. Let's shred them. So a 313 460. Let me put that down in my notes. Give me 1 second. Hill climb. Peg. 313.460. Cool. Cool. Rad. That's a good time. And I'll tell you what, it's a fun car to rip up that all day long. All day long. So, obviously you can see, you know, I'm not no perfectionist of I'm no Senna, but whatever. I'm more like a Dale Earnhardt, where, yeah, no, I'll definitely bump you, bud. I'll definitely give you a little slight nudge there to influence you out of my way. Let's change it up and see how we get on. Feels so good. I have a feeling, per the numbers,
You have arrived at your destination.
per the numbers, the Evo should be the fastest one up this. And it's got the most torque, so it's gonna rocket itself up the straightaways faster. It's all-wheel drive, so it should hook the best coming through there. So we'll have to see how it gets going. Though, like I said, though, I did drive it a couple times, and it starts getting squirrely around 150, or like it wants to walk around, which I'm sure. I'm sure that has more to with me having front arrow on it, and then just the wing on the back, which doesn't affect the arrow at all. I always short that corner too much. thing I like about this, with a little bit extra torque, I don't gotta sit in third gear, or I can sit in fourth gear and still make the turns and come out of them strong. That's a huge advantage when you're talking about uphill stuff. Because uphill, you need a little bit more torque to get really flying up it. And I mean, that's just kind of reality of it, is because the car's still got to pull itself up the hill yet, no matter how you split it. But I noticed that I feel as though I can confidently pin fourth gear, or I normally wouldn't. That was a weird line I just had to in the last 3 turns. I will say right now though, I think even if the tag ends up being faster in the end, which I really don't think it's going to be, because we're already 75% of the way through and we're only 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. But the tag is so much more brash than this. Like, this feels like an actual genuine race car. The tag feels like you took an Integra and turned it up to 10. Ah, I came out of that turn so beautifully. Ooh! It was a little bit more of a... It was tight. 3:12, 2:59, and I felt like I put down a really solid time on that. (3:12, 2:59). Wow. I thought I would have been a lot faster. I thought I was going to have a lot faster of a time coming through there, though. Stupid fast, very planted, and it feels like how you would expect it to, okay? Compared to the tag, I think it is a much more refined setup. It's a much more, obviously, balanced setup. And it does a great job. It's perfect for the mountain. Our next one is going to be this Evo. Okay, so only thing I've done, I want to tweak a couple things here real quick. I know. What the hell? It's kind of unfair. Well, yeah, that's the thing about life, dude. Gonna throw a couple things in here that usually help me out. I have like a general setup for like hill climb cars and stuff. I'm gonna kind of go with that. This road is kind of not particularly... You don't feel the ruts and stuff like that, but you want to have a little bit of like roll with it because it's like overly stiff. Spring rate looks fine. That looks fine. Arrow's fine. Braking, I tend to favor rear braking, especially when I'm running a front splitter, because otherwise it like severely makes the car hook into a turn. I mean, yeah, you're supposed to kind of brake before the turn, then turn. That doesn't always happen. It's a game. So that's kind of my setup. And that's how I favor my braking. Because in a sense, you can get away with a little bit of like, you know, trail braking, like doing that. Let's give her hell. This is the Evo 6. Wow, okay, no, because I cut that kind of weird the last 2 times I came up the hill. That torque is going to play a huge factor in this. Ah! It actually has a wicked amount of turning. Like, there's a ton of front grip on this car. To the point where I can dirt drop 4th gear and it just keeps turning in. This is wild, honestly. Like, this is actually a really cool setup. You know my wall tap there? I don't. Yeah, I did. I don't care. That is just. That's me splitting hairs. I do notice one big thing though here is that I dirt drop a lot, but one big thing with this thing is the turning. Whoa. Oh, that worked out well though. That kept up my speed real nicely. Oh my god. Ah! This thing will keep itself very well tucked in to 3 digits. I got a little loose there. I didn't like that. That something was gonna get uglier. You gotta keep it flat out through that. See, this is what I'm saying. Once it were like a certain point, it starts getting a little loosey-goosey. Perfectly acceptable. It's not really a Forza wing, so. Ooh. That might have just beat the S2000. Hold on. What was the S2000's time? What was it? It's like 5 thousandths of. The S2000's was 312, 259. This one was 312, 560. Oh man. What an absolute runner though. What an absolute runner. Like that is the medium point there in between the S2000 and the Integra. It's brash, it's bold, but it's
Amigo. Want to know how far you've driven in my road races?
What?
You're more interested in the road ahead, right?
I don't remember ever getting this before. Ever get this before? Maybe I did. I don't know. Ooh, wheel spin. Wow, I was going to demonstrate to you what kind of cool stuff you get out of these things, but they're just shafting me a little bit. The only reason I was thinking to myself, man, I think it might be better as, you know, doing it with, you know, the only reason I thought to myself the S2000 might be the best beforehand is because I just felt more confident with the S2000. And really, I mean, that's what it comes down to so much for these kind of things. You know, to say, oh, well, this car is better than this car because I put down this time versus that time. It's like, yeah, but you get in it, you could probably run like a three-minute flat because I suck. So, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of an exaggeration. I love those wheels. I think they're new emotions. Sorry, that was a total detraction right there, but I really do love those wheels on this thing. So, as far as tune goes for this car, I took a lot of way out the rear, try and get out as much grip. Didn't touch gearing. A little bit more camber in the rear, so it has a little bit more tire to roll onto. A little more toe out than I normally do in the rear. I softened up the roll bars a little bit, softened up the springs a touch, so it has a little bit more back end grip. I didn't really touch this, didn't touch that. A little bit more braking, especially for the rear. In a car like this, you need that braking in the rear. Absolutely need it in the rear. Ah, you know what? I'm a big old idiot. I keep... God damn it. There we go. I don't know why it always starts me on third person. See what I mean? Where this is the most, even compared to the S2000, this is the most drifty feeling one. Like, there's not a lot of weight on that back end back there, and it lets it show that what it does have, it wants to bring around town. But it gives you that cool, that Touge slide, that little, like, almost seems like a little, like, dirt track slide, where the back end's just following you around a turn. It's just following you a little bit faster. Not enough to spin you out, but it's just letting you know it's back there. And it really, you feel it. More so than you ever did on 4. But it really, that makes probably the squirreliest one. I mean, the Integra's probably the most raw. And the Evo is just flat out brutal. But this thing is, like, actually kind of scary. This thing also is another car that more so than the Integra even was, or even the Evo, it climbs the triple digits exceedingly quick. Very, very quick. But where the Evo would have a little bit more rear grip, this doesn't have that. But it's like once you kind of get it into a groove, it kind of just works. Like I don't even think the Evo broke 120 coming up the final stretch, and here I am. I'm doing 120 something the whole way up it. So I mean, this thing is, it's properly fast. Like, it dances. It, don't get me wrong, it absolutely dances. I think it ended up coming in as probably our slowest car. But oh my god, it's probably the most fun out of the three. Let's see what it came up as. 314. So I think that ended up being our slowest one around it. And don't take that as the, oh yeah, it's a terrible car. No, it's a fantastic car. Excellent car. I would love to revisit this in like a few months when I get a little bit more acquainted with all four of these cars and a little bit more acquainted with the hill and really try hammering it again with the same three cars. So let's put this up here. I'll let this come up. Or you know what? Wow, I should have just talked to it through the loading screen because I could have put it up behind the black screen if I wouldn't know it was going to take that long. Alright, so these are the scores for the hill climb here. The Integra 313.460. S2000 312.259. Evo 3 minutes 12 seconds 0.560. MR2 314.995. So the S2000 did end up coming in with with the bacon. Like, it came through, and the Evo was not gonna let it not sweat it out though. That is really something rad. It really is. So I think maybe for the next video we might try and do something a little different. I'd like to kind of come up with some challenges, whether it might be like, say, we're gonna build like, say, 3 Class C cars, rally cars or something like that, and see what they do. Or maybe we'll do some cross-country builds, because now the cross-country stuff on here is kind of kick-ass. But for those watching on YouTube, this is where it's going to wrap up for now. Like it, subscribe it. I'm going to be doing these a little more regular, probably once, twice a week. Look at this guy shredding it. Absolutely shredding it. For Twitch guys, I'm going to keep doing some cool stuff here yet. We're going to just kind of mess around a bit. Get maybe some expeditions knocked out. YouTube guys, if you want to kind of keep following along with the streams, follow me on Twitch, Bad News Boob. You know it. You love it. Come on through. Give me a grand old follow over there. What is that guy doing? He got a Lamborghini. Oh man, he got the Lamborghini machine. But now I'm going to be doing, it's not going to be everyday streams. We're going to be doing stuff. It's going to be on a rotating schedule because I work on a rotating schedule of this week I'm doing today, tomorrow night. But tomorrow night I'm going to do SnowRunner stuff. I'm going to try out this whole map thing. And then Friday we're going to be back at this again. We'll be shredding out Horizon 5 again. I'm going to come up with something cool to do. And maybe we'll do drift builds coming down this or something. Even though it's kind of like a low-hanging fruit thing, people love seeing cool drift cars. So maybe we'll find three unsuspecting drift cars. How about that? Alrighty. For YouTube guys, over and out. Bad News Boop.